If you're a woman over 40 and you have big goals in mind, but feel frustrated or stuck because they just feel too big to even start, this episode is for you. Today, we're breaking one major goal into 4 simple quadrants. We'll show you how to take that overwhelming goal and turn it into clear, doable steps so you can stop feeling stuck and start moving forward with confidence. Stay with us. This might be exactly what you need today.
Welcome back to Life Beyond the Scale, the podcast. This week, we're going to think about our goals in a different way. We're going to break down our health into 4 separate quadrants. I like to call it the coaching strategy of just 4 quadrants. We're going to look at a big picture. We're going to break it down into seeing like a month from now where I would like my health and wellness to be, a week, and in today, just a daily intention. So trying to find ways to be realistic, what habits would support these goals, and which behaviors do I need to actually be intentional and implement. That's how we create progress in midlife, one supportive choice at a time. So let's dive in. I'm Jen.
And I'm Erin. Welcome to Beyond the Scale.
Okay. All right. So Erin, today, if you don't mind, I'm just going to try to coach you through this quadrant strategy of setting realistic goals that give you a little bit of visualization. There's so much research and data out there that supports that we are more likely to be successful when we think of something that we want to do, think of that goal, but also when we write it down and when we speak it out loud, right? That all of a sudden it becomes more real, as along with the idea of being very visual about it and really imagining yourself at that best case scenario, healthiest, strongest version of Erin. Because in our heads, sometimes we set these wellness goals that are too, I'm just going to call them generic. I just want to get healthy. I want to lose weight. But we don't really know what that looks like or what that would even be like if we've never been there before, or if it's just been so long and maybe that self-doubt that we've talked about has chimed in.
Yeah.
So
Sounds
are you
good.
game? Okay.
I'm in.
So I've sent you the quadrants and we will make sure that they're posted. So this would be a great time if you want to hit pause and hop over to YouTube where you can see the visuals of today's podcast. If not, see the show notes below and we will make sure we have a free upload worksheet for you that you can download yourself. All right. So in the top left corner, or basically just grab your piece of paper and we're going to draw like a cross on it. We're going to come up with 4 boxes on your piece of paper. In the top left box, I want you just to brain dump and write down or tell me out loud, what is best version of Erin? Healthiest, happiest, big goal moment for you.
Well, I was thinking about this before we jumped on, and I thought for me, big picture, I have lost some weight in the last 2 years. However, I'm not quite at my fighting weight, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
And so I thought, which often happens to people when you lose weight, you get comfortable and you're like, oh, you look great and you feel great and clothes are fitting and all's good well. And then you just kind of get comfortable. And I thought for me, I've been very comfortable for about the last 6 months, I'm going to say. And so it's time for me to shake it up a little bit. So for me, my first big picture goal would be I would like to lose 10 pounds between now and June.
Okay. So you're giving yourself almost 6 months to get
Yes.
rid of these 10 pounds. All right. Perfect. Have you pictured what that would look like? 10 pounds from now, what does that actually mean? Are you in a different clothing size 10 pounds from now? Are you wearing something that doesn't quite fit just now?
It might be a different clothing size, maybe, but maybe it's just, I think it would be the way the clothes would fit me. I know when I'm at that particular number that I like the way my pants fall. Let's just put it that way. I have that middle part here. And even at my fighting weight, I still have it, but it just, the clothes fit a little bit differently. 10 pounds later, I will feel more energetic, less strain on my joints, moving a little bit easier. I will feel more confident. That I think that's what I want, that confident number.
Yeah. Okay. So for our listeners out there, Aaron's getting really specific about a deadline. This might not have a deadline for you. Some of our listeners, maybe setting a goal is with a date at the end, kind of stops them right in their tracks. Like, oh, I've never met that type of goal before. So I freeze and I just give up. For others of us, we're highly driven by having a deadline. So it could be that you have nothing to do with weight. Maybe you're fighting weight, but maybe this is a behavior that the big goal is I want to run a marathon, walk a 5K, wear a certain size clothes, be able to hike with my family on vacation, like whatever that imagery might be. But then continue to go deeper and visualize this. 6 months from now, roughly could be 4th of July. So Erin might have a stronger connection to this big picture if she imagines what she's wearing and where she goes on the 4th of July. You
Mhm.
know, how does that confidence show up for her come 4th of July, a party, the fireworks, a parade? What's she wearing? How does she stand in photos or does she run and hide? Like, really dig into what does this mean to get rid of 10 pounds?
More energy for hiking in Michigan.
Love it. Okay. And even picture, like, where's that hike gonna be? Who's gonna be with you? All of those type of things to really make this like, you can see it, because what happens is once we can see it, then even on our worst day when we're feeling frustrated, we can kind of calm ourselves and put us there, right? Like, I can take a deep breath and close my eyes and I can put myself on that hiking path with you of 4th of July, wearing a certain thing, listening to certain music, feeling the sun on our face. Are we in the woods? Are we on the beach? Any of that, you can almost like bring yourself there because you've created such a real image that when the motivation starts to wane, you're like, wait a second, let me get back there and I can see it. All right. So, once listeners, if you're doing this, following along, top left, you've got your big picture end result goal, healthiest version of you. Then right across from it up on the top right, I want you to think realistically, 1 month from now, where would you like to be that is getting you closer to that 6 month, 10-pound goal? What do you think, Erin? 1 month is roughly what? Kind of Valentine's Day ish, maybe mid to late February.
Mhm. I would like to be down 2 pounds, which is about a half a pound per week, which is I feel like that's a doable amount for me. It's going to require work, but it's not going to require so much that I have to give up a lot of things, if you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
I do have some events coming up that I'm looking forward to enjoying. That way I can find the balance between the enjoying myself during those particular events and yet still being able to find myself creating balance on a regular Tuesday.
Okay, I love that. All right. Anything along the confidence line that you mentioned of feeling more confident and more energy, anything that you think that you can kind of connect to that a month from now?
Well, being happy that I set a goal and I'm moving toward the goal, I mean, it's funny what you said before about setting a timeline. I have found that sometimes when I've done that specific time, it has blown up in my face when it has come to weight loss. So it is a little scary for me to say a very specific date and time. Because I've found in the past that there's those things that come up that I don't always recognize. And so that can throw the timeline off. But I think I will look forward to what I will feel would be making some changes, some healthy changes that I will reap the benefits of. For instance, drinking more water, getting steps in, tracking. Those are the things that I kind of feel like those are those 3 things that I want to focus on for this particular goal.
Okay. So 1 month from now, if you have been more consistent with your water, more consistent with your food diary, more consistent with your steps, that will bring you the confidence. And if you've lost 2 pounds, you will feel like you are on your way towards your big picture goal.
Yes.
Okay. So now we've got those top 2 boxes done. Now we go to the bottom left. 1 week from now. So by this time we're recording on a Tuesday. By this time next Tuesday, what do you think that you can accomplish that lines up with this? Right? Because you said a month from now, you want to be more consistent with walking. So, how many walks do you need to have done and how far do you need to have gone by next week? The same with the water, the same with your food diary, the food tracking. Are you doing the math? Are you saying you'd like to be down a half a pound? This is a great place for you, for our listeners, to open up your calendar and really think like, is it feasible for me to lose a half a pound by next week? Or is it your birthday, your anniversary, a holiday? You've got 4 different eating out events going on. This might not be the week that you're losing a half a pound. This week's goal could be, boy, I better work hard to stay the same or only gain 1 pound. What's realistic for you to say? Because, of course, in our heads, we're like, yes, I'm doing all the things. I'm walking every day. Every bite, lick, and taste that goes in my mouth is getting written down. And then the reality was no. I mean, you just shared it. I don't want to work too hard. I just want
I
it to
don't.
be like, right? Like we can't do nothing and get to the end picture, right? Like something has to change. So, what do you think is realistic based on the season of life that you're in? And of course, there might still be that occasional curveball, but overall, is your husband home? Is he traveling? Will you be alone? What's the week look like for you? What do you think you can do?
This particular week is one that I don't have a lot going on this week. The weeks after that are a little bit more complicated. There's a little bit more that I'm going to have to really be more diligent with. But this particular week is one that I feel like it's a normal. I don't see a lot of roadblocks coming up in my way. So I feel pretty confident with that. Plus, that first week of like getting yourself back on track is normally that first week you see a nice little drop. If it's more than zero point 0.6, I'll be thrilled, but I
Yeah.
want to keep it. I want to not if I only lose zero point 0.2, I lose zero point 0.2. I mean, a loss is a loss, and I've learned that because I weigh myself every day. So for me, it's just data and normal. What I had told you prior to recording is I did mention that I want to go walking. Today is not the day to do the walking. It is bitterly cold here. So my girlfriend, Chatty Cathy at GPT, I typed in to Chatty that I want to my end goal is strength training. Okay. That's my end goal for the end of the year, but I'm not thinking about this right now. But I typed in there, I'm not doing anything right now. This is the equipment that I have. This is how little I want to work out, 5 to 10 minutes.
Mhm.
I have had a plantar fasciitis injury, why I had it, and can you give me some suggestions? And so gave me some suggestions on some things that I can use: my trampoline, my weighted vest, my resistance bands, my yoga mat, gave me some different things that I can start with. So I'm starting small, 3 days, 5 to 10 minutes. So it's not exactly walking, but it's my first micro step toward getting
Mhm.
toward the walking because it's just too cold outside.
Okay. So I'm going to push back on that then.
Yes.
Does walking need to be part of your litmus test on whether or not you're on your way to more confident version of you? Maybe walking isn't part of it. Maybe it is strength training and that should be taken
Mm.
off the 1 month goal list. Or do I say, guess what? You can't walk outside when it's -10, but you could walk in your house around your room or at the grocery store. This is where it really becomes a little, maybe the goal isn't what you thought the goal was.
Mm-hmm. True. See? It's already thinking like, ooh, wait a minute. I said that one thing, but ooh, this is what I'm going to do instead. Okay. So yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So it's something to think about.
Yeah, it's something for me to consider. I do get a fair amount of steps in according to my Fitbit. So I've always, right now I'm a little on the lower side, only around maybe around 7,000 when I've normally been around 10,000. Maybe it's a matter of, well, let's see if we can start some of that activity and let's see if it calculates to me getting closer to 10,000 steps per day.
Okay. And
So,
American Heart Association says 7,500 is a great place to be when it comes to our heart health. So maybe it doesn't have to be 10,000. All of this to say is everybody is different. And so if you're listening out there and you're like, gosh, I wish I like hit 1,000 steps today, great. Start there.
yep.
But I would say when you look at that 1 week from now, and Erin is saying 3 times that she would like to do her 5 to 10 minutes of strength training or whatever the workout was that was designed from you online. For some of us, we're going to have to pick what those days are, right? For some of us, we're going to have to say it's going to be on Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday morning. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it. You might have to say what time and have the equipment out. And for others of us, that's all we need. 3 times before next week, that's my accountability. End of
Hmm.
story. Anything else along the lines of, and you said you're happy if the scale goes down point 0.2. What about the water and the food tracking? Anything that needs to be, any goals set for that by next Tuesday?
Well, I already have a streak going on my Weight Watcher app for
Okay.
food tracking. So that's already kind of established. It's more I want to continue to go a little bit deeper
Okay.
because honestly, yes, I've got a streak. Is it completely filled out every day? Yeah. Maybe a little bit more information in there. So, I track a few things, but then I forget and I don't track the entire day. So, is it a complete picture? No, it's not. So, that would be maybe I need to focus on that, which will then give me the information of the areas of where I can make changes to see results.
Right. So, do you need to track 3 full days, or would it be helpful to track 4 dinners this week? Where is it that you're leaving things off? Is it from what you eat from dinner till bedtime? Is it, right? Because some of us get into this habit of, I've got my breakfast down, but then the rest of the day is just kind of like, oh, I hope I remember to go back to it.
It's dinner. I need to track my dinners
All right. So,
because, yeah,
all
mhm,
7? What are you
I
willing
could
to
do
commit to? You're online now. We got listeners out here. They
no
might ask
pressure.
you, what do you think you could
Go
really
ahead and
do?
drop in the comments. Maybe I'll even put a screenshot of it.
Hey, there you go.
You know what? Let's shoot for 4 days. 4 days of dinner. That way, because I do have that all in mindset. And if I don't do it perfect, then I'm like, who cares? Stop it all together. So 4, I think, is far more realistic.
Okay. And
Yeah.
again, this might take opening up the calendar and being like, well, I don't want to track this one because I'm going to be with maybe my daughter and I don't want her to know I'm on a weight loss journey. Or maybe I'm out with a group of friends and I don't want to have to worry about taking a photo. Get specific with yourself later. I mean, you don't have to do that now with all of our listeners, but really think, is it realistic to do 4 dinners this week? But then also be proud of yourself if that's all that gets tracked, because that's what you're committing to right now is 4 dinners. Along along the guidelines of the reason I'm doing 4 dinners and doing 3 days of strength training is to get me closer to being down 2 pounds by Valentine's Day, to begin that confidence, to keep these habits of water and walking and steps going on my way to that 6 month goal of confidence and a loss of 10 pounds and hiking in Michigan.
Yes.
So it kind of has to all be, those connect the dot ripple effects. Otherwise, I'm going to be like, wait, why do I care about tracking dinner? Because the habit right now is maybe to leave dinner out.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. And then we have one last quadrant. And so once you're in this quadrant, this is today I am committing to doing what? And it's just today. I'm not saying every day this week. Today doesn't even have to be an I track dinner day, but I want you to come up with more than one item to do on the to-do list, because otherwise it could have been like, let's do this call with Jen. And now you don't have to think about your health the rest of the day. What are, more than one task that will lead you towards big picture, Aaron? 10 pounds lighter, hiking in Michigan, Aaron. Confident, let me pose for a photo on top of this, trail that I'm doing. That version of you. What's something more than one, but not five or more? Because if you are a list maker like myself, I've got lists, like papers, and they just keep go. Oh, didn't get this done. That goes on tomorrow's list. That goes on tomorrow. So we really want to kind of hit that sweet spot of like 3 or 4 items that you can do just today. Not saying you're going to do it tomorrow, but today, what can you do that gets me closer to big picture, Aaron, 1 month from now, next week, Aaron?
I am going to print up the one pager from ChatGPT of the exercises so that I have that ready.
Love it.
I am going to set out the equipment so that it will be ready for tomorrow morning when I get up, because I do believe I need to bundle it in
Hmm.
my morning. I have learned about myself that when it comes to certain things that I want to do, I think it says something about, I think it's called something like eat the frog or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat
Yeah.
the frog. No, I'm going to do the things that I don't actually want to do before I could
Yeah.
do all the other things. It kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
then I can have my coffee. Then I can get ready for work. And because it's only 5 to 10 minutes, I know I have 5 to 10 minutes in the morning that I can use that. A little bit less makeup, maybe. That'll be okay. But yeah, so that's two. And then I haven't had much water today, so I really am going to make sure I have a glass of water after I finish, and then a nice big glass of water with dinner.
Okay. So I love this. We're going to print the sheet. We're going to find the equipment, right? Because there goes 2 excuses tomorrow when you're like, oh my gosh, I don't remember what it said. Oh my gosh, where are those
Where is
dumbbells?
it?
I know I own them.
Now
Yeah.
I don't have time because I can't find it.
Right. So I love that these are realistic. And then a glass of water when we're done and a glass of water with dinner. This is a great place to just kind of be like, all right, I will feel proud of myself tonight when I go to bed and I can look back and see that I've crossed off these 4 behaviors that are getting me closer to next week's half a pound, that are getting me closer to next month, that are getting me close to the end. The secret of all of this quadrants, though, is to look at it every day. And this is where sometimes we kind of feel like we're running out of time because, well, when do I have time to rewrite this? So I do have some clients who will do this on a dry erase board, or they'll print out what this, they'll write out the 3. And then on the today I will might be a post-it note that they're just writing every day. But along the way, as life kind of throws these curveballs at us, maybe along the way, I mean, I'm not, no jinxing or whatever, no bad mojo here. But if Aaron gets an injury, strength training may no longer be the goal for next week. Right. And so then we kind of readjust it. It's not, maybe she breaks a toe and it's not about hiking in Michigan, but it's about, wearing that cute swimsuit and being proud about feeling confident in a swimsuit, or sitting on a chair watching the parade go by. The imagery might change based on the life circumstance. So it's a daily intention of, do I still want this? Am I still on track for doing this in a month? By next week, am I still on track? Did life throw me any curveballs? Or things going well? And then today I will. What can I do today? Because I'm sorry, I'm going to throw something out. I'm already going to challenge your morning workout on Wednesday morning. You work on Wednesday morning, girl. So are you going to get up early enough to do a 5-minute workout before having to get all gussied up for work?
I believe I can do a 5 minute.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
I
But
do.
but
Yeah.
this is the reality that we're like, oh shoot, no, I can't because I work. Right. Because we're so used to like not doing it. And so it rolls right into these habits. But now you might have to think, all right, 5 minutes early, 5 minutes less of drinking coffee and, scrolling on
Five
my
minutes of
phone.
not scrolling.
Yes.
I can't scroll until I do that.
I
That's
love
what it's
that.
gonna be. That's what it's gonna be, which means the phone is getting put in the other room away so I can't touch it, or maybe downstairs even, because 'cause I'm lazy. I mean, like, I don't have time to go all the way downstairs to get my phone. I have to get this stupid 5-minute workout. And what was I thinking when I committed to this?
Well, you were thinking that you're cute Erin in Michigan on a walking trail feeling confident and 10 pounds lighter. That's what you're thinking.
If I'm feeling really brave, I'll record it. But I was going to say, I have a dry erase board. Perhaps I will do the dry erase board and include it in with the video. So we'll see. But yeah, I like that
Daily
idea.
choices, right? Like, I mean, we can say all day long that I want to be a healthier version of me, but I don't always want to do the work. And so
Yeah.
I'm pretty comfortable not doing the work, right? I'm pretty comfortable saying, oh, it's too cold. I guess I get to watch another episode of such and such show. This is you saying, no, I do want it. And I can picture myself and I want it bad enough that I'm willing to put the work boots on and do the work. Even if I commit to some grand thing today, that doesn't mean I'm promising to do it for the rest of my life. Today it works. Tomorrow it might not work. It might work again tomorrow, but I can kind of relieve that pressure of that all or nothing and thinking this is not about perfection. It's about day by day intention and choices.
Yep.
So, yeah, hopefully this is something that we will be able to kind of flip back to in a month from now or 6 months from now and kind of be like, yeah, where am I at?
Okay.
Along the way, let's just also reiterate if we have to tweak the goals, we didn't fail. We just forgot about some of the circumstances that were coming up in the next 6 months of life. Or maybe this is a week that you do need to worry about losing a pound because next week seems a little busy and I got to make up for it. Right?
Yeah.
Like
There's that possibility. Yeah.
right? Like this could be just that I'm going to give myself 10 minutes, a half hour to sit down and plan out what I really want for myself. If we were to be, coaching for real, I would then also kind of pause along the way of all four of those quadrants to kind of talk out what are some of the possible pothole moments, what are some of those images of possibilities that could potentially disrupt this good plan. And do
Hmm.
we need to create some more steps and more patterns along the way to kind of figure out more systems in place to think, all right, how will Erin remember to track these 4 dinners if she hasn't been doing dinner? What stops her from tracking dinner? What could stop her from drinking the water today? Does she need an alarm? Does she need a reminder? Does she have to go pour the glasses right now? Those are the little things that we could keep digging at on more of a one-on-one coaching kind of basis. But this is always a nice place to get started to really see what's important to you and how is again, it's more than just the scale.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, you want those 10 pounds, but there were a lot more images created and shared around the confidence and the strength than about that number on the scale.
For sure. Yeah, I think it's more of a feeling than it's actually the number for me. The number on the scale will be a nice extra benefit, but I think it's more of how I feel in my own skin. So I'm going to throw it out to the audience. If you guys are interested in watching me go through this, I can record some of the process. So go ahead and jump in the comments if you're interested in seeing
Yeah.
how I succeed and how I go down in flames on, because
Yeah.
inevitably I will. In some areas, there will be days where I am like a dumpster fire, and there'll be other days where I am the biggest rock star going, woo, look at me. I drank my water.
Yes, but celebrate the water, celebrate
Yes.
finding the equipment and getting it set up because that's what's going to reinforce the habits and reinforce the behaviors because it's not the scale. We know that I know you shared you weigh yourself, regularly, but the scale changes day by day, hour by hour. And
Yes, it
so,
does.
and many of our listeners could care less about what the scale says, but maybe they need to put themselves in situations where they can participate in life more. Maybe they do need to sign up for, a local 5K walk on their, to get stronger, to be more motivated and encouraged. Or what am I going to do to fit into those clothes? Because I can be the same weight and not fit into all my clothes.
Yes. Yeah.
depending on how lean and tight I am or how soft I am from not doing any type of movement. So this is really about kind of really digging deep onto what you want and why. But hopefully, these four quadrants will help break it down into some visual steps and some tactical behaviors that you can be strategic with over the next, few weeks, days, or months, depending on when you are hoping to achieve these big goals.
And as you can see, this is the benefit of having a health coach ask you those questions that you didn't think of yourself. There's a benefit to having somebody who is knowledgeable and who can give you a little pushback and say, "Have you thought all of this through?" "No, I haven't thought all of it through. I'm kind of winging it." It's the start, but we'll see how it happens. What happens? It'll be exciting to see. But we will go ahead and put Jen's coaching discovery call information in the show notes below.
Yes, and everyone, that reaches out can get a free 20-minute session with me, and we could walk through this in 20 minutes with you and give you a head start. No commitment necessary. It's just an opportunity for you to give yourself some space to share out loud where you're struggling and what goals that you might be trying to achieve. So I'd love to hear from you.
Trust
I
me,
do
you'll
have
want more than 20 minutes from her. Trust me.
I'm here to help. I also have a little quote that I wanted to read. I don't know where it came from. I can't give anyone credit, but it just says, if you do not change direction, you might just end up where you're heading. And that could go in both directions. So I'm just
Yeah.
going to leave that out there to be like, maybe I need to make some changes. Otherwise, where I'm heading might be gaining another 10 pounds, adding another medication, or staying exactly right where I am that I'm not that happy with? Or can I make a few little changes in my routine and be exactly where Erin wants to be 6 months from now? So
Fingers
thanks
crossed.
again. Yeah, thanks again for joining us. Can't wait to hear from you, and we will see you next week. Let's pause for a moment and talk about something small that actually has a huge impact on our health. It's the way that we talk to ourselves. Have you ever thought about how often you complain about the things that we don't want? I do it too. I don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to weigh this anymore. I don't like feeling like this. I don't want to be unhealthy. The reality is that we do it all the time, but that our brain can't understand that. And so think of it this way. You walk into a coffee shop, you walk up to the barista and you order, "I don't want black coffee." Now, what are they going to do with that? That's not an order, it's a complaint. Yet that's how we often treat our health. We tell ourselves everything that we're frustrated about, everything that's going wrong, every way that we're stuck, and we wonder why nothing is changing. So here's the truth. Your brain can't move forward on what it doesn't want. It can only move towards what we want to focus on. So when your inner dialogue constantly is stuck and centered on being unhealthy and being frustrated and being behind, that becomes your mental home base. But when you start to give your mind redirection instead of complaints, everything can start to shift. So instead of saying, "I don't want to be tired," instead say, "I want to feel energized and strong. I don't want to weigh this number." Well, guess what? Start talking to yourself with the number that you do want to see on the scale. "I want to treat my body with consistency and care. I weigh blank." Instead of, "I'm so bad at this," remind yourself, "I'm learning how to build a new habit." This isn't all about being polypositivity. It's about giving your body intentional focus, because clarity is going to create action and direction can create momentum. And what we repeatedly speak becomes what we believe. So this week, try a simple coaching exercise. Every time you catch yourself saying something that you don't want, pause and finish the sentence with what you do want. Then don't stop there. Keep it going. Write it down. Say it out loud. Put it on a Post-it note. Train your brain to look forward instead of staying stuck in this place that we're not happy with. So today I'm going to ask you, stop ordering, "I don't want black coffee," and start clearly asking for the life, health, and energy that you do want, because your body's listening and your future self is counting on you.